Hello and good afternoon. A Friday is not complete without a piece of cake from us, the Real Talk Show. Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again. It is the 30th of August in the year 2023, and we're excited to be with you today. Now, today is very interesting. Like today and always, I and Malungo bring to the table of discussion a topic under future of adolescent health in our region. Now, this is going to be built from obviously the RAHi 2024, which is a regional adolescent health in 𝗥𝗲. Now, most of you might have asking questions and obviously wondering how and where, when, and what could have happened to have this successful event. Now, this event was covered or rather attended by local and international delegates, policymakers, as well as partners, and obviously coming together young people with different objections, and ultimately with the ultimate goal of us educating, entertaining, and obviously insightful, educating things that we had to learn throughout the RAHi. Now, today, to understand more about the RAHi, we are joined by the EDs, and I'll let Malungo take it up from there. Hi, Malungo.
Hi, Faith. Hope you are doing fine. I'm glad that you let me take it up because right now I'm about to introduce two great minds behind the RAHi. All the RAHi is RAHi 2021, 2022, 23, 24. We can even go back to 2004, but I'm lying. But I'm very happy to introduce Mr. Sibu Malambo, who is the Executive Director of the Youth Platform, and Mr. Robinson Mwigai, who is the Director of Pinch Africa. I hope I pronounced Mr. Robinson's name right. Welcome to the show, people. We are so happy. We are so glad to have you. You people are literally the definition of big machines. If you don't understand what big machines are, you people should look at yourselves in the mirror and see yourself. You know that you're big machines because you did the most amazing thing. Faith, what do I say about the RAHi whenever someone asks me about the RAHi? What do I just always say? You can't remember. Come on.
Sometimes I even run out of words, but all I remember is the theme dance. All I remember is the theme dance.
I always tell people to take me back to the RAHi. That's just how amazing you people were there. So we are going to dive right into it and start with the Executive Director from the Youth Platform. Hi again, Mr. Malambo.
Hi, Malungo. Hi, Faith. And of course, a special hi to all the viewers joining us today.
Okay, so Mr. Malambo, first things first, I'd love to congratulate you on your success of the RAHi 2024. It was an amazing event, and I'm glad that it was successful. So can you share some of the inspiration that was there behind the RAHi, looking at the fact that that's a big event, and for you to just organize that, you should have some inspiration from somewhere.
Oh yeah, where to begin? That's a very loaded question.
I know.
So I think you can start with a smile. We are adolescents and you're scaring us. Start with a smile, ED.
Sorry, I have to go from Pap the smile. Let me go and grab it. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah, for starters, I think we just didn't arrive at the RAHi. It's been a long journey. We started off with what we call the National Youth Conference back in 2018. Where we brought together 300 young people, but that conference was a bit more diverse. We had young people focusing on different thematic areas, and like always, we're always learning from these experiences. We learned something from there and decided to specialize a bit more on one particular theme as agreed by the young people. One of the major issues they felt needed to be addressed from that particular conference that had education, governance, climate change, you can name them, including entrepreneurship. Young people resolved that the major priority would actually be health, because they felt with ill health, even though you may have educational opportunities, you may not be able to pursue those. With ill health, you cannot be able to, you can't be productive in short. So we decided to zero into health. And hence in 2019, we hosted our first NAHi, what we call the NAHi, the National Adolescent Health in 𝗥𝗲, which was also another huge success, 500 young people in the space. But within that particular event, we received massive interest from other young people beyond our borders, the Zambian borders, who were also part of the event. Learning from that, and young people resolved from there that we needed to up our game and try and see how we can put in place an event that defines a regional picture and brings together young people in the region to contribute to this particular health agenda. That's the time we moved to what we are calling now the RAHi, the Regional Adolescent Health Endeavor, the first one being held in 2020. And throughout this journey, I must mention from the onset that from 2020, we have worked with Pinch Africa on this journey of the RAHi. So we held our first Regional Adolescent Health Endeavor in 2020 in Lusaka. Again, successfully convened a huge number of people, young people to be specific, most of them coming from within Zambia. But then we stepped up and brought more young people from outside the country and tried to build on that regional picture to ensure that young people are able to contribute to what is happening regionally. Based on that success, we learned a lot from there and we're able to add to those lessons. We planned another one for 2021, which did not take place due to COVID. I think everybody remembers that particular year.
That year
where COVID was really bad. Yeah, it was bad. So we had to postpone our RAHi 2021 to 2022. It was another huge success in 2022. That was our RAHi, our second RAHi. Of course, last year we had a third one, and this year we had our fourth one. So when you look at the theme of the RAHi from the onset, I think the focus has been around enhancing prevention and, of course, trying to put in place a platform that helps young people coordinate their efforts. We know that there's space now that has been created for young people to participate in processes. But one thing for sure is that everybody at every table is asking for a coordinated approach, coordinated responses from young people, hence the coming in place of the RAHi. We've been focusing on prevention, trying really to place young people at the center of the prevention agenda. We know and we have been convinced over a long period of time that prevention is really the way to go. Realizing that if you focus more on treatment, especially when you look at the epidemics that young people are being affected by now, whether it's HIV you're talking about, we can't continue mopping the floor while the tap is still running. We need to focus on prevention. We need to close the tap. Because especially for Zambia, and most of the countries, of course, in this particular region, that are heavily dependent on donors when it comes to actual treatment. So it's like we're using more of borrowed mops to actually mop the floor. So we need to invest more in prevention so we can minimize the numbers and reduce the numbers of young people that are getting infected day by day. And young people have been very proactive in this process. And I'll tell you one thing that makes the RAHi unique. From the onset, it's young people that drive these processes. I know right now for speaking to you, Malambo and Faith, I'm actually speaking to the converted because you are the young people that were part of the organizing committee. You walked the process with us and you were at the center stage of driving the RAHi, organizing it and running the show. So it is one of those unique events that is organized, implemented by the young people for the young people. So
thank you so much.
The motivation, Faith. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Malambo. Malungo, Mr. Malambo will literally explain everything in his introduction and have nothing on our script.
Exactly.
Robinson. I don't know what next. I don't know the next question. I don't know your next question for him, but I feel like he's answered half of your script. Please, in your opening, Mr. Malambo, you did mention of your biggest dream of having the RAHi be at regional level, and that actually entails of how much effort was put in place, because even the attendance of the people that came were not only Zambians. Now, with that being said, I think it speaks louder when you actually have one of your best friends, 𝗪𝗪, who's actually from Kenya, and this is 𝗪𝗵𝘁, who is also the Pinch Africa Executive Director. With that being said, building on that foundation, Mr. Robinson, how has been the instrumental in providing tech support for TYP and the RAHi? Can you share your organizations, how your organization got involved and how it has been so far working with TYP? as Pinch Africa?
Yeah, thank you. My introduction will not be long. I'll try to shorten it. Like you said, my name is Robinson Moigai. So you got the names right. I am from Kenya, born in Nairobi. And it's true, we've partnered with ZYP for this journey of RAHi. And like you mentioned, when we came in, the whole event was called NAHI. And in that time, when we are partnering, we thought through around how we could make it regional. And that's when everything came together. And when we came in, it was the first time we are having the RAHi. So I also didn't introduce the business. We are Pinch Africa. We are a regional company that deals with digital communication and communication strategy and everything communication. And we've walked the journey with TYP. They had a different name before, and they have a new name, new branding, new logo, and we've worked on many products with TYP. And one of the products that we are proud to have walked this journey with TYP is the RAHi. It was there before, but I think we just brought some more energy, expertise, and that's been the journey with that. It's been an exciting journey to see, RAHi grow every year and becomes better, and the standard be set very high, and a platform that actually focuses with young people. So that has been very exciting. Thank you.
Okay, that's nice.
I hope that was not long.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I wonder how Mr. Malambo is.
It was very
right
long.
Now. So brief.
Robinson?
Before Malungo takes it up, you did mention that Pinch Africa and TYP are actually in partnership. Now, how has Pinch Africa contributed to the growth of TYP, considering the fact that TYP is more on the advocacy and obviously addressing many challenges that young people are going through or are facing? So how does Pinch Africa, how is it helping in this objection?
Yeah, so in many ways, TYP is a young organization led by young people and young people centered. And the opportunity we saw was the opportunity to be innovative. The show we have today is a partnership between us and TYP. And we came up with something that is innovative, something that is fun. And so we've had an opportunity to work on the brand, work with different products, one of them being this, and having an opportunity to test new things, do unique things. And that has been the journey and our contribution to TYP.
Thank you so much. That was the very most answer I was looking forward to. Malungo, you can take it up.
You got what you wanted, didn't you?
Yes.
Mr. Malambo, are you still with us?
I'm here.
Okay. So before I
short answers only.
Short answers only, but this one I just really want to know. One of your your partner is in Kenya. You are in Zambia. How do you guys manage to just organize such a big event when you are both in different regions of Africa? How did you do that?
Okay, so we work on a lot of things with Pinch Africa. It's not just the RAHi. The RAHi is a very complex event. There are so many pieces that have to knit together for you to have this successful event. So our partnership with Pinch has been long-term. We've been partners since 2018, and we have never looked back. I think both of us have been happy on this partnership, and we keep going. So in terms of how we work, there are so many other projects that Pinch is involved in terms of us working with them. When you look at our branding, there's Pinch all over that. When you look at our social platforms, there's Pinch. This particular show, the people behind it, the technical team, that is Pinch Africa. So there are so many pieces that we work on with Pinch, making it very easy for us to put together the RAHi, because these pieces come together quite easily. And also we have found a very good way of working. It doesn't revolve around Robinson and I. Our teams have been able to find synergy, able to work very well together to deliver on any and every piece that is required. So it's over the year, it's a long journey, and I'm happy to announce here, I know I could be jumping the gun, that we have already started putting together those pieces because the wheels keep turning. They don't stop.
They gotta keep turning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's right.
Okay.
There's one thing that you're taking away from Mr. Malambo. When I ask, how do you guys manage? Pinch Africa deals with communication. Why couldn't you tell me that it's because of their great expertise that you're managing to do these things? I'm getting disappointed. What's going on?
So now, Malongo, let me try and educate you a bit. Let me bring you up to speed. That that yes, and you don't just, for you, I know when you're talking about communication, you could be thinking about phone calls and whatnot. So we also go to Kenya, and Kenya comes to Zambia constantly.
Okay.
So we are already planning on the next visit for Pinch to come down to Zambia before the end of the year. They're definitely coming back. There's another big idea that we're working on, which we'll be unveiling soon. So we are constantly in touch. So stick around and learn more.
Definitely sticking around to learn more. Definitely.
Whilst you're talking about learning more, Mr. Malambo, you did mention of the previous RAHIs that have, happened, and obviously the 2021 that couldn't take because of the COVID-19. But it would be to my interest to just really want to know from the previous ones, the ones that we have heard, apart from the 2024 ones, what were some of the highlights of this year's Indaba and how did it differ from the previous editions? Now, this should be inclusive of what makes it different? Like, are you meeting the objective of meeting young people with their different issues? That could be obviously the early pregnancies. Are we combating that? When it comes to HIV and AIDS, are we really reducing the numbers? Are we closing the taps or the taps are still running? Are we still pleading for the mops or we are using our own mops? How would you rate that? Especially when these young people come together and you're just getting reviews of what might have been happening. Because sometimes, like what I learned from the RAHi this year, there are certain problems that have been addressed that have been in the streamline and we just get to talk about them. So what would be your thoughts or what would you say happened differently from the previous RAHIs?
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we keep improving. So this year we had a bigger number of young people coming from outside Zambia, and I must confirm that they were amazing. They were brilliant young people that came with innovative solutions. The RAHi itself is a platform where we encourage innovative solutions. You've been in the space, you agree with me that we emphasize solutions rather than trying to really pronounce and define problems in different ways of different terms. But the emphasis around solutions like any other RAHi. But this year, I think that one of the major differences was that we had more of a wider perspective. The other RAHIs, the focus has been more limited to HIV and SRHR, but for this year, I think we had a broader perspective. First and foremost, we had some pre-conference events that were very successful, that built a solid foundation on how young people are going to engage. Like always, the RAHi is a platform where young people have an opportunity to interface with policymakers, with key decision makers. So when you're taking young people in that space, we learned from this year's initiative or strategy of having these pre-conference events that it's very important to prepare young people adequately on how they're going to interface and interact with decision makers and policymakers for you to really win within that space. An example is we had pre-conference events around the age of access to some of the key health services, including SRH and HIV. We also had another pre-conference around 𝗤𝗏𝗄𝐻, the universal health coverage, training young people as advocates to on the 𝗤𝗏𝗄𝐻 agenda. That was a very good initiative, and it prepared young people adequately. They were able to engage with papers within the RAHi, and throughout the 3 days, young people were able to engage and interface with policymakers. I think we achieved more because there were more policymakers, more decision makers making commitments on the go. And we love that about the RAHi, because then we can take that up and follow up every step of the way until we get to the next RAHi. We want to see how the people promising the young people are actually delivering on those promises. So that is one of the important things. And it was something that we did differently this year. And we hope to continue expanding on that as we move forward. The other thing that was unique was that we managed to get at least a representation from about 9 countries. that were part of the 𝗬𝗏𝗂 engagement. That was really good. And this year was the first time that we partnered with 𝗥𝗲𝗹 from Kenya as well, from Nairobi. And we were also able to partner with 𝗖𝗵𝗹, okay, around the 𝗬𝗏𝗂 agenda. They were the ones training young people. But also importantly is that just like any other RAHi, this RAHi, all the new partners that came on board, we have full intention and I think a plan and willingness on both sides to walk this journey past the RAHi so that the partnership doesn't die after the RAHi, but we're also talking about how do we continue working together post the RAHi. Some of those after action events, we're still going to walk that journey with them. Just like we have been working with 𝗵𝗵𝗁 and we'll continue to work together with 𝗵𝗵𝗁. We are here today on this show with Robinson, 𝗦𝗂𝗋 my guy, all the way in Nairobi.
𝗦𝗂𝗋 my guy, I like that.
Yeah, not by accident.
𝗦𝗂𝗋 my guy.
But intentionally, we are here and we continue to grow. We have so many crazy ideas. And I'll tell you that some of the finished products that people see at the RAHi come from those crazy thoughts, crazy conversations we have with my guy here.
Wow.
So
thank you so much, Mr. Malambo.
I don't like
Thank you so much. Malungo, please, Malungo, give Robinson a last question before we can proceed in making a quick announcement and also get us into the comments.
Mr. 𝗦𝗂𝗋 my guy, we are here.
Yes.
I think I like that.
I'm here.
I feel like I'm going to start misusing that. Mr. 𝗦𝗂𝗋 my guy. I'll start misusing that. So, Mr. 𝗦𝗂𝗋, I know you are part of you are the technical people who made everything possible at the RAHi. So what are some of the technical challenges that you feel you face as an organization when doing the live broadcast? Because I remember the whole RAHi was live. So what are some of the challenges that you faced and how did you manage to overcome them?
Oh my God, yeah, there were some challenges. But before I go to that, I just want to add some unique things I saw. One is that we had MPs in the room. There were many, I think 3 to 5. I don't remember the number. And they stayed for 3 days. I don't know how hard to have MPs in your meeting and they stay for 3 days. And MPs, these are members of parliament and they are policy makers and they're the ones who put the laws. So it was very important for us to have them there. And they are all actually committed to pick up some pieces and know who to reach for in terms of their legislative agenda. The other thing that was quite interesting is Sibu has talked about the side events that were there, but also we had a focus on artists and talent and music. And there was actually a panel session. A panel session. I don't know how anyone missed that. We had a number of artists. I think there were 4, if I'm not wrong. Some of the biggest artists in Zambia, and that was really great to start to see how can we start to integrate our messaging with the artists. So that was also a very key thing to see, and hopefully moving forward, we might even have artists beyond Zambia and have some artists across the region come to this event. So I just wanted to add those 2 more. I also want to give a shout out to my colleague, a friend, that's 𝗥𝗲𝗹, who was one of the co-host. I've seen her, she was watching live. Just
Gloria. We actually got a hold of her last week as well. And we were so excited.
Yeah, so that you guys don't think I'm lying, you can see she's there. I've just actually put her on there.
Nice.
I'm sorry, the production people, I'm sorry for misbehaving on the show. Yeah, so again, what was the question? What was the question? I'm lost.
So we were simply just asking, what are some of the technical challenges that you faced as a team and how exactly did you manage to overcome them?
Yeah, so one is very sad that electricity in Zambia is a problem. And I'm not saying this lightly.
Mr. 𝗦𝗂𝗋, preach.
It is unacceptable that is in 2024 that we can have issues with electricity. And for anything to go live, to do anything live, we need internet, because it facilitates good network, stable network. We had challenges with our network this time round because of course of the internet and power. And I'm hoping, and I'm speaking here, that our governments are gonna actually fix some of these things. So that was a big challenge for us this year, like none year before. The other challenges was from a technical person is to you're working with a lot of partners, and sometimes things delay in terms of decision, and branding comes late. So just maneuvering for any big event, you're gonna have things coming last minute. Partners wanting to partner with 𝗬𝗏 last minute, and so those were some of the challenges. But the biggest technical challenge was actually electricity problems that has other issues of internet and streaming live. That would what I would say was one of the biggest challenge.
Yeah, the
Thank
largest
you.
power supply. We will not mention
Well,
names, but we need to look into this. All right. So right about now,
on
I
this
can
part,
see
I
that
am not with you guys.
anyway, we'll run across some comments. I can see there are a lot of burning comments that are in our comment section. So we'll just read them, because as usual, we're always engaging our people. We're always engaging the people who are watching here live. So we're going to read some comments. We have the first one from Abigail Mwanda, watching from Choma. It's a very educating magazine, mostly in the area of HIV prevention. Looking at it, that Choma has recorded new cases of HIV, of which it's so sad. Hashtag the advocate. Thank you so much, Abigail. Oh, we are talking about our magazine. This is amazing. Our next one is coming from Brian Wene. Throughout the RAHi process, we engaged in meaningful conversations about issues impacting young people, which culminated in a position paper intended for lawmakers. As an organization committed to walking the talk, what measures have been implemented to monitor whether the recommendations put forth by young people are being actively persuaded and implemented by the government? I think that's a question for our people. I hope we got that. What measures have been implemented to monitor whether the recommendations put forth by young people are being actively persuaded and implemented by the government? Mr. Malambo and Mr. Mwigai, keep that. The next one is coming from Kababu Mukonda. The RAHi 2024 was great, though I was watching it live. Thank you so much for keeping in touch. I have a concern, like every time when we happen to have these kinds of events, the 𝗥𝗏𝗏, the 𝗥𝗏𝗏, and the RAHi, in as much as we involve the youth in these events, let's also try to involve parents, traditional leaders, so that they hear what the challenges these adolescents are facing, and they should also take a big role to play. Together we can. 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Thank you so much, Kababu, for that comment. And I think it was one of the things that we actually talked about at the RAHi. We talked about involving parents for this next one. So we got you. We got you. Don't worry about that. Mr. Malambo and Mr. Mwigai,
Well,
just to remember the question. Faith, please, can you help me remind them of the question that I just read? I think it was very important. Is Airtel misbehaving? Okay, we have another comment.
okay.
Let me just read it out. Okay, Faith, you can go ahead and read this one out for us, please.
This is Brian Winnie again. Given the rapidly evolving landscape of public health and youth engagement, how does the organization plan to adopt its strategies to remain effective and relevant, addressing the needs and concerns of young people across Africa in the coming years? Okay, before the questions have been answered, just a reminder to our viewers, Malungo, before you come in, please don't forget that today's show is very special. As you can see, we have the two able-bodied men on our show today, and we are giving our talk time prizes to our 5 consistent viewers, those who have started with us and are going to end with us. At the end of the show, we're going to take record of that, and you get yourself to win some talk time. Guys, not true, but talk time will do you some good. So if you're watching and you're among the first 5 from the start up until the end, you get yourself a chance of winning some talk time.
Amazing. I know how people love gifts. These people love gifts. So, our directors, let's get into the first question. I think the first question was asking what has been done to implement some of those things that the youth suggested at the RAHi. Can you just shed more light on that for us?
Okay, so for starters,
I will ask Sibu to take that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sibu, take it up.
Robinson, we are sending you one more citizen. Okay, so I think for starters, we are always committed to the after action. Just like young people came up with the position paper, which also defines the immediate next steps to follow. So there's a roadmap that we're putting in place, which we're just finalizing, and young people are definitely going to be involved. Apart from engaging policymakers and decision makers around the commitments, and also in them rendering help when it comes to addressing challenges faced by young people. We are also planning a series of events that involve young people themselves. They will participate in some of these processes. Of course, we are not calling 500 young people to come and participate in these processes, but there will be a select few young people that will be involved in the space to do different things. One of such things that have been included is the Real Talk Show itself, where last week we featured young people that were also providing their feedback and also speaking to their commitment around the next steps. After the RAHi, now what? So the young people that were on the show that also gave their perspective. So other than the Real Talk, where we'll continue to speak about certain things and update all of you, young people that are interested in this agenda and in this conversation on the progress that we are making. We all know that we can't bring everybody in one space for this, except for the after action, but there are a number of events that have been planned. Just as I mentioned earlier, there's something else that is cooking. So we'll be announcing, just stay tuned, make sure you're here on the Real Talk Show while you get all the current affairs and of course the live updates from TYP.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Malambo.
So you see, when I stop early, you still want me to continue. When I've got to say, you want me to stop.
On this one, we're actually about to hammer you with another one. Faith, your mic is muted. I know you have a lot to say to Mr. Malambo right now.
This time around, I'm with Robinson. Robinson. So right, if you permit me, please. Robinson. The world is revolving and technology is one of the ways to catch our people. And also, did mention that Pinch Africa is the masterminder of the Real Talk Show that we have. And obviously, the many more things that are in the background, according to Mr. Malambo, he said, you're planning so many things. I don't know if you're about to make me a robot, but I'm all yours. Please take me. Now, based on that, can you share the statistics on the reach and engagement of the RAHi 2024's online broadcast? And based with this question, it would also be interesting to learn and hear from you. What plans do you have for the TYP when it comes to the media and the reach to our people using Pinch Africa?
Yeah, thank you for the question. The first question I may not answer now. Pinch Africa team, if you have the numbers, please pull it out before the show is done. I'll be able to respond to that in terms of the statistics. But in terms of the things on the pipeline, one of the platform we actually have is whereby we vote our hero, and that our health hero, and that is done online. So we have heroes coming from the districts all the way to the province, and then the young people vote for their best hero. This is the second year that this has been done. It is purely online, and then we have the winners. So that's one of the things that is happening. We have a team being supported by print media, whereby we have a magazine, and also that magazine is also digital. You can go online, download the magazine from the website, and leave your email, and it's a digital magazine. We have a few printouts, but that's also digital. And also we are running this show, like we've said, and this has been, I think, 2 years now, strong going every Friday. We have this show coming on. The other thing that we've done online is that use digital and technology to, give us some mileage, is that the messages that we print actually come from young people. So you have a platform whereby young people go and put the messages, and that's what we use to print and to have the messaging and their ideas,
Mr.
even though they might not attend the conference. And then finally, I hope I'm still audible, is that we are also able to, moving forward, having a channel that is also available right now. It's a WhatsApp channel for TYP. You can go there and you can get updates as they come. The channel is very new, and we're encouraging anyone who's here to go to your to WhatsApp and just connect with us on that channel. You get updates of everything that is coming up. Yeah, that's what's going on, and those are some of the ways that we've used to take advantage of technology.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Mugai, for that amazing response, Mr. Malambo. Today I feel like I'm so much on you. Are you sure you're okay with this?
I'm good.
I hope you're not boiling down there and just saying, this girl is stressing me right now with all these questions. But what can we do? You two are the brain, so we just have to stress you right now. So I have one simple question. So we had all these policymakers at the RAHi, right? Mr. Mugai mentioned that we had a number of MPs there. We had some NGOs there as well. What role do you think the RAHi is playing in shaping regional policies or programs related to adolescents' health?
Okay, so a lot of some initiatives are born from the RAHi. So within the RAHi, as young people engage, you realize that policy is at the center of shaping whatever it is results you want to achieve. So within that conversation, as young people were trying to identify some of the challenges, identify some of the solutions, also you find that what we're learning throughout the process was that some of the issues or challenges or barriers young people are facing, they have already been addressed in some either national policies, sometimes they're regional policies, but within the national policies, as you unpack some of these policies, you realize that sometimes you may cause something a barrier, but it's simply because you haven't just utilized that particular piece of policy to the fullest extent. Maybe young people do not fully understand it. An example is the Termination of Pregnancy Act for Zambia of 1972. There are so many components in there that make it a very friendly law up to now. But most young people may not be fully aware of how exactly do they access the services and what is in it. But when you unpack those policies and you highlight which components, for instance, still need to be addressed, either strengthened, what needs to be added, within that particular conversation, where there are also policymakers. And the beauty was that you get policymakers making commitments on the go on how they can actually support the process. Policymakers are also on hand to provide guidance on what steps do you need to take for you to actually be able to either change, improve a particular piece of policy, or put in place a new policy altogether. So young people are educating themselves to take. So even within the position paper, they are speaking to specifics on what needs to be done. And that position paper, of course, as agreed, will also be used to influence regional policy and regional programming by the young people, for the young people.
Okay, nice. I like how you're keeping time. This is amazing. I like how you're keeping time.
I don't like it when you stop me, so I'm trying to stop myself.
Oh my God, Faith.
You're doing a good job.
Video that we've been seeing on Facebook, there was some giveaway that you talked about. Please tell our viewers, we can't keep them anxious this whole time. Please tell them what giveaway we have and give them some information about it. I think they need that right now.
So like I mentioned earlier, the giveaway we have is we're buying for them bundle. It's airtime, guys. So this airtime is not going to be given to you during the show, but after the end of the show, because we need to see who's consistent. Consistent. You know what I'm talking about. So the ones who are going to stay from the first to the end of our show, you get to win yourself some talk time. How much? I don't know. It could be 1,000, So let's stick there. Anyway, getting back to the topic.
I think let's not really hammer the people. Airtel, Zamtel, and MTN are really playing with our minds right now. So let's not be unfair, Faith. If we say those who are sticking from the beginning to the end, what if they just drop because of our network? Mr. 𝗵𝗶𝗃 has already said so much about our Zambian networks. We don't need more right now. So
Keep trying. Keep
for
trying.
the top 10 giveaway, we have one important question. And the first 5 correct answers are the ones we're going to go away with talk time. I hope that's okay for our
That's
viewers.
fair enough.
So the question is, drum rolls. Don't forget, it's the first 5 correct answers. Which dates did the RAHi 2024 take place? Which dates did the RAHi 2024 take place? And by saying dates, I mean the beginning and the end. So I'm going to give you people a chance while Faith comes and hammers Mr. 𝗵𝗶𝗃 with the question, because it seems so quiet right now. And in that moment, we'll be waiting for the 5 Faith people to give us those answers so that they can go away with some airtime. Faith, the floor is all yours.
Mr. 𝗵𝗃𝗃, I have a very interesting question for you. Now, this question comes with one of the key things that we were looking at even during the RAHi. We do know that one of the most challenges that we have, or that is being addressed even as TYP, we are dealing with different adolescents and young people, and information is not easily gotten. One needs to be trusted. Now, when I talk about this, I want to relate it with you. We had Auntie Mimi at the RAHi, where complaints and Auntie Mimi complaints and things that would make people uncomfortable they would report to. Now, this brings me back to you, Mr. Robinson, as Pinch Africa, and they're known for the fact that TYP is dealing with young people who want to open up and find a comfortable place to express themselves and find somebody to talk to. How does Pinch Africa ensure the security and privacy of online participants and viewers during our broadcasts or at any given point, knowing that we are going to be expanding, or rather our platforms on media have been expanding? We have our WhatsApp, we have our Facebook. How is the privacy guaranteed for our young people as well as during the RAHi? Are we safe from cyberbullying?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Faith. It's something that is a big challenge for our generation and in our time, whereby everything is online, you are exposed online, people can have your details and they can misuse that. So one of the things we've done is to have a place whereby if an event is going on, an event like RAHi, this magnitude, we have a process of where young people can report. There is a phone number and there is a committee that deals with such cases. And even during RAHi, that was there. A presentation was done. And people have a process of how they can report. There is a committee that comprises of different people, a lawyer, a psychologist, and some of our partners. So that's one of the ways. The second thing is that the data that is online, for example, for TYP, there is data protection or data privacy, that the data that is going to be corrected is used for this purpose only. So that's very clear online. And we continue to improve because there are different things that come as technology is evolving and it's growing. So that is some of the things that we've done. And our commitment as a partner for TYP, and I think I speak for TYP also, is to continue enforcing and improving processes and data protection. So one, the data protection for different countries is different, but having TYP registered in Zambia, they're ensuring they're following the laws of the country. And we are going more and beyond to just make sure the young people, adolescents and young people are well protected. I guess that's what's happening so far. Thank you, Faith.
Okay. Just on the same question, I think it would be to my interest to just want to find out. You did mention to say there are plans and also at the RAHi. Is there anything underway that you're considering, looking at the fact that TYP is a channel of communication, and probably when information has been received by TYP, They are the ones who disseminate to get the help that is needed for different adolescents. Is there a channel of communication, direct communication, with an adolescent who want to get in touch with 𝗬IP because they are going through a situation? Could be GBV, it could be early pregnancy, it could be self-abortion. How do I get through to 𝗬IP if I am to get through and get the help that I need?
So I think Sibu will respond to that, but what I know, there is contacts that are available to private numbers that can, public numbers that are available, and what happens is the data that comes to 𝗬IP is directed to different places, including issues like stock out. So someone may report that they went to hospital, there was no medicine, and the 𝗬IP as an advocacy organization picks that up and uses that information to do advocacy. So there are many ways that the data is being used, but in terms of reporting, there's something that has happened. 𝗬IP will normally link you up with professional like counseling and psychiatrists to be able to deal with such issue. If it's an issue of stock out, then we'll be directed to the right relevant ministries. And so 𝗬IP is really connected and works with different partners, including the government. But I'll ask Sibu to anything that I've left out on that.
Yes, please. We would want to know.
Thank you so much, Robinson. I think the only thing I want to add is that in the past, over the years, we haven't had any incident at the RAHi. Even the last one was incident-free. We had no incident at all. I think young people were well behaved and they conducted themselves in a befitting manner. So that is always a very good thing, because where young people are gathered, especially for us that bring together hundreds of young people, it's a huge risk. It's a huge risk, yeah. But big up to all the young people that attended the RAHi. This year, once again, you were well behaved and we had no incident. We did not hear of any sad stories that came from there. There's a lot of very good and interesting feedback. I just heard from Malambo area that she just wants to be taken back to the RAHi.
Take me back to the RAHi.
yeah. So it's RAHi2024 is cooking. So we're taking you back there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so right about now, of course, my people always come first. Sorry, ED, sorry, both directors, but the people watching always come first in my life. So right now we are giving out some airtime to the first 5 people who gave us the correct answers of when the RAHi 2024 took place. Drum rolls, everybody. Anyway, we'll get right into it right now. So our first winner is Rebecca Mulenga, and her answer was from the 8th to the 10th of August. Congratulations, Rebecca. You have won yourself some airtime today. Our second winner, can we have our second winner, please? Micho Zulu, 8th to 10th August 2024. Thank you so much, Micho. You are our second winner.
The first one didn't say the year.
Oh my goodness.
And my Kenyan people are not responding, or there is no airtime in Kenya.
Come on. Let's have our third one. We'll forgive the first person for that one, Mr. Muigai, please. So we'll have our third winner. Can we please have our third winner right now? Brian Mwene. I see this name so much. I feel like Brian wins a lot. 8th August 2024 to 10th August 2024. Thank you so much, Brian. Our fourth winner is Nixon Chunda from 8th to the 11th August. This one also didn't mention the year, but we're going to forgive him. Thank you so much, Nixon. And our fifth and final winner, I hope I'm keeping count, is Kababu Mukonda, 8th to 10th August 2024. Thank you so much. So those are our 5 lucky winners, and they have won themselves some airtime, as 𝗬IP will reach out to you in your Facebook inboxes so that we can tell you how exactly you're going to grab that. So right now we are going to have our last rounds of questions, and I'll have the first question for Mr. Sibu Malambo. Or maybe we should read some comments. I feel like there's so many comments that are running. Okay, let me just get 2 or 3 comments, and then we'll give a last set of questions. Is that okay? Yeah. So, Faith, take it up from here. I trust people who wear glasses. Please read for us. your mic is muted. Please unmute it. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry. Rebecca Mlenga is saying the RAHi 2024 was really amazing because young people were the most ones involved in all activities. Indeed, as it was said, young people need to always sit at the table to achieve the goal in closing the tap for HIV.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Mulakida. The girl of the RAHi has been nothing but phenomenal. It has not only become a Zambian household name, but a regional household name. Kudos to you, Robinson, and the Pinch team for your continued commitment. A massive congratulations to the youth platform TYP and UED for your this word, pros, and trust in the young people, including myself. Otherwise, ile langa. See you next year.
Can I just have Mr. Muigai say that word? Please, just say that word for us.
There is the one with the bag. Please remind me. The one with the bag. Chola tata. Chola tata. That one. Chola tata.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. We can move on to the next comment if there is, please. Gloria Nduku, great show, 100%. I have enjoyed listening. Congratulations to a success RAHi 2024. Thank you so much, Gloria.
That's the chair.
Auditor Mono. Oh, that's my chair. Shaya, I have all myself. Auditor Mono says this RAHi 2024 was so amazing. I say so. Young people had an opportunity to air out and give thoughts on how adolescents and young people, the gap which is there when it comes to access the health services to some lawmakers of the parliament. It was a good thing. Auditor from Choma Mano, thank you so much. Well,
the executive director is here. Hey, there's so much from Choma.
Well, I don't know who's giving the last question, but I have one really burning question. I don't know if it can be the last one or it can be the second last.
Second last.
Okay, it would be interesting. Now, this question is going to be directed to both ED, TYP, and Pinch Africa. Whoever comes first, I think you can discuss among the both of you. How does Pinch Africa's work with TYP and vice versa align with your organization's mission and goals, considering that these are two different organizations with different missions and goals? So then, how do you align with each other to make sure that the movement of both is fulfilled and well implemented?
Yeah, that's a good question, Faith. I'll take it first. So Pinch Africa goal is to simplify, clarify, and disseminate information to our partners' audience. And that's what we do with TYP. We help them simplify, clarify, and disseminate this information in different ways, from magazine to website to the show, and to different ways. So we are very aligned, and that's why we work with TYP. And then the second thing is also, we are really grateful to have a partner who takes courage to organize such an event and to lead such progress. Takes courage to do such things, and we are very inspired with things like that, and that's why we partner with TYP. So that would be my response.
Okay,
thank you so much, Mr. Malambo. Was the question clear, or I repeat?
No, I dropped off. You may need to repeat your question, please.
Okay, my question was, how does Pinch Africa's work with TYP and vice versa align with your organization's mission and goals?
Okay, so first and foremost, Pinch is a young organization. It's a team of young people. So it's been very easy to work with Pinch from day one. In terms of aligning, I feel like the technical skills they bring to the table just help us go an extra mile and do things differently, do things better. With Pinch from day one of the things that we have agreed is that TYP as a platform.
Is that Airtel fake? Is it Airtel hammering us right now?
I don't know.
It is the,
we have agreed that if we fail in whatever innovative idea we have, we still learn something from it. When we succeed, we still celebrate together. So I think it's been a very good part from day one. I'm very happy that we have this partnership. It's one of the outstanding and best partnerships I've ever had since the beginning of this journey. So they're a valued partner that right now, if you ask me, I can't imagine doing this without Pinch Africa, ever.
Oh my God, that's so emotional. Oh my goodness. Anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Malambo. I think I have one last burning question for you. We're putting you back on the spotlight. So we had all these RAHIs. Looking ahead, what are TYP's plans for RAHI 2025? Can you please tell us what we're expecting? What's there?
So,
what's in the books?
So first and foremost, as I said earlier, we're always learning. One of the key lessons that we had was that other than just bringing young people from these other countries, we need to find a way of bringing some of the decision makers, some of the policy makers from these countries, so they can also commit within the space on behalf of their countries. That is one thing that we're expecting in the RAHI 25. Secondly, we would like to ensure that there is dialogue at country level, the targeted countries. Of course, we may start with a few countries before we bring it all together at the RAHI. So we want some form of consensus built in different countries as we finally pull it together at RAHI level. Thirdly, what you expect is better organization, like in everywhere. Since we are always learning, we're hoping that all of you young people that were part of this journey, part of the organizing, all the lessons we've been sharing, the suggestions on how we can improve will be put to effect. And we really hope that we can get something best. In addition, I like that the conversation has never died. From the time we closed the RAHI on the 10th, by the 11th, the 12th, ideas have been flowing on how we can continue to improve the RAHI 25. I can tell you now that we are in constant touch with a number of people, including our very own chair, Gloria, where lots of ideas have been bouncing ideas off each other, and so many amazing ideas coming from Nairobi. I can confirm here that the RAHI 25, it will be fire after fire. I'm super excited. I really can't wait in terms of what is coming out of that. The theme is already out. We are working around ensuring that we have a very responsive concept note, and also trying to build on the partnerships from this year and the past years to see how we can work together to build even something much, much greater than we've ever seen or than we've done before.
Nice. I already see myself saying, take me back to the RAHI 2025. I've already seen. Faith, please unmute your mic.
I'm tempting you to give me the death.
We're sure. Sorry. Now, before we close, there's this thing that I always believe in. If you didn't have a perfect start, you must have a great ending. And it's at this point that I request our guests in 30 seconds each to tell us their message to the audience before we let them go. I'll start with you, Mr. 𝗤𝗍. In 30 seconds, what is your message to the audience?
𝗤𝗍, my guy. Yes, I'm coming.
𝗤𝗍, my guy.
Yes. So what I want to say, before I speak to the audience, I want to say a big thank you to Pinch Africa team. That is Rachel, Halide, Lois, Derek, Solomon, and my co-director, 𝗏𝗏𝗏. I want to say a big thank you. I cannot do this without those guys. They're amazing people. Second, I want to say thank you to the big team at TYP, being led by his only executive director, Mr. Sibu Malambo. You have a great team. We enjoy working with them. And to the audience, for the ones who keep showing up every week, we want to say a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. You challenge us, you help us to grow and do this every week. Thank you so much, and God bless you. That's it for me.
Mr. Sibu Malambo, in 30 seconds, your words to the audience.
I'm so emotional. Can you help? Can you give me time? Give me time.
Can someone
1 minute, sir.
give you a piece of tissue so that we can wipe some tears?
No, Robinson. No, thank you so much for those kind words. And I'll not repeat what Robinson just said, but just to encourage our viewers once again that they definitely need to make a date with us. Now going forward, we have great shows lined up on the Real Talk Show. There'll be so many giveaways, and we'll be giving updates, of course, around how we are proceeding in terms of how we're progressing and around the after action activities, what young people are asking for, what are we doing after the RAHi, how are we holding policymakers accountable. So all those updates will be given here, and some of you may actually win an opportunity to accompany us to Parliament, accompany us to different stakeholders as we interface via the Real Talk Show. So please do make it with us. Ensure that you're part of the conversation so that if you're not getting updates, you may actually win yourself an opportunity to be part of the RAHi for next year, the BAHi, the DAHi, and many other events that we have lined up. But for me, of course, other than thanking the TYP team, the TYP family, all staff, all volunteers, all the young people who represent the brand very well, the young people whom I'm so proud of, that make the event and many other events a success. Thank you so much to all of you. Let's keep doing this. I can't do this without you. It's all dependent on the team. It's teamwork. Let's continue to do it the same way. Finally, I just want to say a huge thank you to our partners that make this event a success. For this year, specifically, I want to appreciate the partners that joined us for the first time in 2024 in supporting us and walking this journey together with us. 𝗥𝗲𝗹, they came in very handy and they were very supportive throughout the journey. 𝗖𝗵, we walked the journey with them also, and we have so many great plans that we're going to continue to implement beyond the RAHi. UNICEF, thank you so much for coming on board and for supporting the RAHi 2024, and it helped us make it a success. I have a long list of partners, UNFPA, UNAIDS. Okay, so all these partners, National AIDS Council, of course, the Ministry of Health, are all with our partners, the members of Parliament that stayed with us in the room throughout the 3 days. We appreciate you, and we'll definitely be reaching out to continue this conversation. For those partners that I have not mentioned, deliberate Faith and Malungo are busy telling me to stop speaking. But of course, we appreciate all of you. Siders, JSS, thank you so much for your support. SAD Zambia, thank you. So guys, Faith and Malungo, let me just take this moment also to appreciate you too for hosting this show, for coming in and being so consistent on the show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jeremiah, Iga, that also host the show. Thank you so much, boys, for being there, for being consistent. I may not say this all the time, but now that I have the chance, I appreciate what you do every single time. I don't take it for granted. You have a unique place in TYP.
You're making the space emotional. Can we cut the show? Can we cut the show, Faith?
My guy, how do you say bye in Swahili?
No,
Chola tata. Chola tata.
We are saying bye in style today. How do you say bye in Swahili?
𝗂𝗲𝗰. Bye bye. 𝗂𝗲𝗰.
𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗃.
Yeah.
𝗂𝗲𝗃. Well, thank you so much to all our viewers that joined us today on the Real Talk Show. It has been amazing. And of course, we are over time with like 6 minutes. But you know, things that are nice are just nice. So thank you so much for staying tuned. Like today and always, it has been your host, Faith Malambo with Malungo Mwanga. To join us next Friday again, same time, same place. And don't forget, this is the TYP, the youth platform. Bring out your views and always join us for different, interesting and exciting episodes of topics. Bye-bye. Mwashani, the word again?
𝗤𝗲𝗰.
Mwahiri. Mwaheri. Bye, guys. 𝗂𝗲𝗃. Idi, say 𝗂𝗲𝗃.
Thank you.
𝗂𝗲𝗃.